Let's understand the concept of EC2 Instance Connect. On my previous video, you might have seen I have created one PEM file, used command prompt, used couple of commands to connect to the EC2. But what if I say I can do this by just with a click of a button? That is what is known as EC2 Instance Connect. It is an inbuilt feature in our EC2 where we can connect to the let's say Linux instance easily. We got to keep in some of the points. One of the point is our EC2 instance should have an IPv4 address. It can be either private or it can be public. In this hands-on, we'll be demonstrating the public one. For private, there's a concept of EC2 Instance Connect endpoint. So that is a bit complicated and required networking concepts. Will not go into that, but public EC2 Instance Connect is easier and will do in the hands-on. The important point is that the third point, that is we need to connect to the instance via SSH or RDP. So for SSH, you might have recalled from the previous video that we need port 22 open. So that what concept will apply in the hands-on. So let's dive into the hands-on now. All right, we are at the Amazon console. Let's open EC2. I'll type EC2 here. Let's open EC2. All right, next we need to launch an instance. Let's launch an instance. There are a couple of prerequisites as mentioned. So one of the prerequisites is also the AMI. So there are a list of AMI. I'll show you. All right, there's a prerequisite for the EC2 Instance Connect AMI as well. So we will demonstrate using Linux 2. So this is the version, or later it's pre-installed in the following AMI. So let's name this EC2 Instance Connect. I'll name it let's say private. Why I'm writing private IP? Because I won't use public IP. I'm purposely creating one mistake so that you will be able to see like how the prerequisites determine whether we can connect to the EC2 Instance Connect or not. So I'll keep this default T2 micro key pair. Let's create one key pair. I'll write EC2 key pair. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's save the key pair file. Yep, it's saved. And by default, if we see auto assign public IP, it's enabled. So it will assign one public IP address we don't want in this video. So let's disable this. I have disabled it, and default VPC is the this one default I have attached. So I have purposely doing some kind of mistake, though we can connect using public EC2 instance endpoint connect, but I'm purposely disabling it so as to create some trouble. I'll select the default one. I've also missed one thing, that is the SSH port. I have not opened it. So let's launch this instance now. I know I won't be able to connect. We'll face some trouble. So let's face the trouble to show you. There are prerequisites. Let's go through it. That see, public IPv4. It should be the private or public. IPv6 is not supported. So there is a concept of endpoint connect. We'll see it now. Let's refresh this. I think yeah, it's running. So EC2 Instance Connect works like this. You just got to click here, the instance, then this button, connect. It's as simple as that. But if you look, see, it's disabled. This button is disabled. Why? Let's read this. With no public IPv4 address, you can't use EC2 Instance Connect, right? So this is just mentioned. Look at this point, public IPv4 address, right? Alternatively, you can try connecting using EC2 Instance endpoint connect. So there is a different concept of it. This is bit twisty and tricky. We won't go into this in this video for the simplicity. So let's create another EC2 so that I can demonstrate the correct way of it. Let's launch the instance. I'll write EC2 Instance Connect this time, and let's give it public IP. So we'll have public IP address. I'll scroll down a bit. T2 micro. Keep here, I'll use the existing one which I have created previously just few moments back, and here if you look, public IP, it's enable. So there is an easy way out. If I select this SSH from anywhere, I'll be straight away able to do the EC2 Instance Connect, right? Also there is another way, like the inbound rules which we have connected or configured previously in my last video. You can also do it. So let's use the facility what Amazon gives us, allow SSH from any traffic. So that two prerequisites for EC2 Instance Connect, just note, public IP address should be enabled and also SSH port 22, right? Keeping this all the settings as default. Let's launch the instance and let's see whether this time it works or not. So this is my new instance ID. I have the other EC2 instance as well. So this was the old one. If you look here, old one, that is a private IP, and this one is having the public IP. We can check the difference for now. See, for the private IP, there is no public IP assigned to it. It is blank, but we have a private IP. Private IP is internal to the AWS, and public IP, that is we can connect if it is outside of our AWS network. So I hope this one is ready. Yeah, our public IP address instance is ready. So if you look here, the major difference between the private and the public one is this one. It has a public IPv4 address, or EC2 instance, and also having the private IP definitely. So let's do the magic. We'll click on the connect for the EC2 Instance Connect. This time if you look, there is no difficulty with the button. The button is by default enabled, and username is EC2 user. So let's click and try connecting it and see whether this time if we face any problem or not. Yep, as we can see, here we go. This is our Linux instance. So let's try some of the commands to test like whether it's really Linux or not. Touch 0 byte file. Okay, so let's create one file, that is vi file. I'll write this one. So this is Cloud Guru Amit. So let's save it. Escape :wq enter. I'll do ls to list the files. Yep, so all the files are displayed. So let's check this. Yep, we are good. So this is how we can connect instantly with just with a click of a button. That is this one, EC2 Instance Connect. Just select this one and Instance Connect. Click this button right here. So it will we can connect easily, rather than in previous video we have used PEM file, inbound rules, so many things, right? Also let's do one thing. In previous video I haven't done this. We know that in AWS everything cost. EC2 has the EBS volume and all, storage is attached, compute is attached, so we are paying for compute and storage anytime. Alright, let's try to clean up the resources now. Let's try to delete this unwanted EC2 instance. We'll go to the instance state, terminate instance. So here it asks EBS volume is attached by default. We don't need it. So yeah, that's how we terminate an instance. Always terminate an instance if you're not using it, because in cloud we pay what we use. That is, we know that each EC2 instance has its own storage as well. That is the EBS volume. 8 gigs we have installed on our on our root volume. So this was getting wasted, will be charged for it. Also the compute power if you use. So for EC2 Instance Connect, this one we have already logged in. So let's check the size. See, 8 gigs root volume we have provisioned. We are provisioning every time. So this is the used and this is the available one. So we have saved a couple of bucks. Yep, this got terminated. So that's how we launch Connect using EC2 Instance Connect and terminate an instance. So please don't go away. Let's meet in next part of the series.